Welcome everyone. Does anyone have any positive highlights from last week that they'd like to share? Well, last week I got to meet Fizzy and she's like the Britney Spears of the Fae world. So that was kind of like the best day I've had in a long time. Fizzy is great, isn't she? We were friends in our modeling days. I don't know why you make such a fuss over her. It isn't like she's a fairy godmother or anything. Karen, we can discuss your jealousy issues at our next session. Does anyone else have any positive highlights they'd like to share with us this week? Well, I have a new boyfriend and he's still in human form. I think he gets me. And he even understands not to startle me. In other words, she hasn't used fairy dust in over a week, which is a shame because Freddy Toady could really use a new friend. I've told you thousands of times it's pixie dust, not fairy dust. Says who? Every fae instructor of magic, my parents, everyone in the fae realm. Well, you were taught wrong. Actually, hyacinth is correct. I mean, I'm just a siren, but I've always been taught it's pixie dust, not fairy dust. Only humans call it fairy dust. You guys are just jealous that I'm the real deal and you aren't. Okay, moving on. Last week I mentioned that we would be talking about our fears this week. Does anyone want to share theirs? Hyacinth has a fear of turning her boyfriends into amphibians. Hey, that isn't very nice. And that's not my biggest fear. My biggest fear is getting wet again. And my wings not properly growing back. My magic can and will get better. But if my wings don't properly come back, I'll never be able to visit home again or fly. Mine is shrimp. I fear shrimp over disappointing my family. It's difficult to go anywhere without entering a state of panic. I mean, shrimp is everywhere. Fizzy wants me to tell you aloud that she understands. She fears cyclopses. On her last acting gig, she was attacked by a cyclops. That's why she doesn't speak. Because if you don't speak, you're less noticeable. I have no fears. Yeah, right. You fear being a penniless rider. That's why you forced me to use pixie dust on you. I warned you that it was very dangerous and there would be consequences. But did you listen? No. No, you're just deluding me. Wow. I feel like we're really making progress here. Does anyone have any ideas of how we can push through our fears? Come on, you guys. How can we look at our fears and tell them not today? I'll let you know when I'm no longer allergic to them. So you're a siren and you're allergic to shrimp? Exactly. Also, I can't sing. Poor thing. think you should call her a failure.
I wish I was better at using pixie dust. If I was, I could make it all better. But since I started living in the human world, my magic has gotten a little rusty.
Just go see an allergist. I did. They said stay away from shrimp or it could kill me. There's nothing they can do about it. Some fears are justified, others we can face. Let's focus on the fears that aren't life-threatening for now. I have no fears because I have fairy dust to prevent such. What are you laughing about?
Didn't you hear Fizzy? She asked, how's that fairy dust working out for you?
I don't need this nonsense. I'm leaving. There aren't any cookies here anyways. If you leave, you'll have to return to one-on-one sessions. I don't care. Because we live in the human realm. Is the fairy godmother always that intense?
Her name is actually Karen. But if you think that's bad, you should try living with her.
On that note, I think it's time that we end our group. I'll see you all next Thursday.